good morning. I want to start off talking about my major. My major is elementary education, branching off of ESL. The reason why I want to be branching off of ESL is due to the fact that I did only speak Spanish until I was 6 years old, which caused me to later on only having ELL classrooms, being in an ELL classroom up until 6th grade. It is pretty obvious once you guys hear my name, which is Karime Coronado, that I would only speak Spanish. Another reason why I want to be in elementary education is because I have a fascination of knowing how the kids' brains work and how they're later on triggered into becoming who they are. I don't really want to be a teacher due to the fact of just teaching the core elements. It's more of teaching them life skills and how to react in certain situations. A positive character trait about myself is that I'm really kind-hearted. I say I'm kind-hearted due to the fact that I always treat others how I want them to treat my family members. So whenever I speak to an older man, for example, I treat him with the same respect that I would treat my dad. So me treating him that way, I would like to imagine that someone's treating my dad the same way. This ties into me being really family-oriented, which also ties into something really interesting about myself, is that I was actually born in the restroom. So how that story comes about is that my mom says that one morning she felt really bad contractions, so she stood up, went to go take a shower, got her makeup, did her hair, and she woke up my dad. My dad thought it was around like 4 in the morning. My dad thought that it was time for him to go to work because he did work in construction. But turns out that my mom told him that her water broke. So my dad rushed up, went to go get ready, and turned on the car. As my mom was walking out, she felt the really big need to push. So she stopped my dad halfway and was like, "I'm gonna have her right now." So they went back into my mom sat in the restroom. I don't know how she explains it, but she told my dad how to place his hands, and my dad delivered me, which ties me into always since my dad and my mom were the only ones there, I grew up really attached to both of them. So, and that also ties in with my quote because it is in Spanish and I will translate it, and that it's todo es muy difícil antes de ser fácil, which translates into everything's really difficult before it's easy. The reason why I say that is because at this moment a lot of things seem to be difficult for me, which tying into school, personal life, and working full-time. And in a way, I feel like everything's going to be difficult at one point because I like to set up goals for myself, and I know that at some point, once I graduate from here, I'll be one step closer to being in my classroom. But once I'm in my own classroom, I know I'm going to want to step on to something more personal life related, which is creating more goals for myself, which is why everything seems to be difficult at each time.